Is this thing on? Are we live? Are we live? Is this thing on? Unique New York. Unique New York. What's up, beautiful people? Just give me a sec. I'll pull this thing up right here. And we're Gucci. How's everybody doing today? Hope everybody's having a wonderful day. Today we are doing a Drafters 2 milli. Yes, sir. A Drafters 2 milli. Very excited for this Drafters 2 milli. And we got a full freaking lobby, ladies and gentlemen. We got a full lobby. We're already in the draft, and we're ready to crush this. So our new guy, Antonio, what's up, Disco Ball Nation? Our new guy, Antonio, he's drafting at the 101. Congratulations. Angry Elf, what's up, buddy? He's drafting at the 102. I don't know Harlem Brown. Snowman, oh my God, we got a Snowman sighting. What's up, baby boy? I've missed you. He's not at 150 for the Drafters 2 milli. This is he's at 5. So he's drafting at he's done 5. He's at the 104. Jonesy One Kenobi at the 105. Yours truly at the 106. Dorsey Bizzle, my dog. No fake hurricane, no tornado, no power outage is going to stop this guy. He's drafting from his truck, and I bet you he's got a Bud Light or a Labatt. It's got to be a Labatt if it's Dorsey. He's at the 107. Willie, what up, Big Willie style? The thumbnail correlation, that's all yours today, bud. That's all yours today. I don't want anything to do with Geno Smith. 108, our good friend, Knifey Spoony at the 109. B. Stalder, he's I know I've heard of him. I see him on Twitter all the time. So it's good to see him in here too. Sky for the rebound. Love it at the 111. Carl Ramrod, Jeremy at the 112. How many do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We got 10 disco balls up in her. Christian McCaffrey at the 106. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Great start. We're off to a good start. Let's catch up with the chat. Arthur says, let's go. Let's go, Arthur. I now know who you are. My man comes in here with his government. We got the all clear. Thank you. Arthur Howell says, I do not like the front end of a draft order. I think it's all right. Bonus hole. What's up, buddy? Good to see you in here. Adrian Fita says, can Kobe and the Cattle Dogs draft on Friendship Fridays? I wish. Mark Byrne says, howdy, partners. Good to see you in here, buddy. Sean Wilson says, Antonio pops his cherry and gets the 1 seed. Nice. Antonio popped his cherry with us in the $3 mini, but this is his first Drafters 2 milli. Adrian Fita says, first draft, first spot. We love it. Quasi missed. Damn it, Quasi. Colby and the Cattle Dog says, Adrian Fedez, I could make my debut. If my wife drafts with us, she's going to win. I'm telling you, she's legitness. B. Kurt said, just missed. B. Kurt, damn it, man. This is the one time you were going to draft with us? What happened to daddy duty? I do miss you, man. I hope you're well. I hope you're very well. Bonus Hole says, second draft. I got 8 last draft. Wow. This is overwhelming. This is overwhelming. You guys are crazy. And I want to know who's having a beverage. We're having a nice glass of red. Pinkies up. Pinkies up. That's tasty. What's everybody drinking? I need to know what everybody's drinking. It's good to see all of you beautiful people here. I love this. This is nice. My dream one day is to fill up a Drafters 2 milli with all disco balls. Bonus said shots and beer here. What kind of shots do you have, bud? Oh, we're gonna take Saquon Barkley. Not. We're going Chris Olave here. Like the pick. Like the pick. Quasi said, boo, I just missed it. Damn it. Damn it. Don't be that guy, Quasi. Adrian Fair says, already went for beers for a late lunch. We on the water, which for my bougie ass is Soda Stream and lemon. So you like the taste of TV static. Cool, man. Bougie ass water tastes like TV static. Don't at me. I hate it. I hate it. Andrew Tate hates me, but I don't care. Mark Burns says, just ice water for me. As long as it's not fizzy, I'm cool with it, buddy. Bonus hole is having Patron. Wow. You might. Wow. Jeremy Thiel says, Stella. Frick. Now I want a Stella. I want a Stella, and I want to chase my wine with some Stella. Now, if you guys didn't know, now you know. Now you know. We're drafting here on Drafters Fantasy Sports. This is the Drafters 2 milli. It's a $20 buy-in. First place gets $300,000, and there's $2 million in total prizes. Sorry, I'm just trying to pull up my exactly. Here it is. So yeah, first place, $300,000. There's $2 million in total winnings. There's also the Drafters 3 mini. So if you're just getting started and you want to warm up, and you want to get ready for this, it's a $3 buy-in. First place gets $30,000. There's $200,000 in total winnings. It is best ball format, the most convenient way for you to draft. You have 20 rounds to fill your roster for depth. Each week, a starting lineup is composed of the following positions: 1 quarterback, 3 wide receivers, 2 running backs, 1 tight end, 1 flex. At the end of the week, the best overall performances will be submitted to your weekly matchups. No more leaving points on the bench. No more waiver wires. No more trades. None of that garbage. Get that garbage out of here. You literally just draft and forget it unless you're winning a significant amount of money, which is pretty sweet. The best part about fantasy football is doing the fantasy football draft. That's why we get to do 150 of these, 250 of these. Our goal is to have 300. Done. I want to max out the Drafters 2 million. I want to max out the $3 mini. Can't speak. And I'm spitting so much saliva and excitement. Sign up today using promo code DiscoDrafts1. Get up to $100 match with your initial deposit. Friendly reminder, all transactions are done in US dollars. Drafters is available in Ontario. We are drafting from Ontario. Our boy Quasi, the 2-time, he won first and second place in one of these challenges, these competitions, these tournaments. Oh my God, Saquon Barkley in the 3rd round. If he's fallen that far past ADP, I have to take him. Adrian Fitta says, bonus hole, a top G just for drinking his Patron. Kobe and the Cattle Dog says, Aperol Spritz. Girl, you fancy, huh? You bougie. Jamie Thiel says, Disco Drafts 1. Mark Burns says, Barkley dropping like a stone. We called it, but I'm going to take him if he falls to pick 30. Gladly. Adrian Fitta says, Saquon ADP is like Suncar stock after they got hacked. Suncor. Bonus Hole says, that was my homer pick in Breezy Hall. I love me some Breezy Hall. Love me some Breezy Hall. Mark Burns said, had to take Barkley there. Absolutely. And Knifey got Josh Jacobs at pick 33. Brandon Dorsey said, man, really thought you were about to let him slip to me at 31. No. Like, I'm fading the aspect that he could sit, but if he does play, pick him up at pick 30 sets me apart from a lot of people. So I'm really happy with our start so far. Now let's catch up on the draft. Antonio starts off the draft with Justin Jefferson. Henry Ralph goes Jamar Chase. So no shocker there. Then Tyreek Hill goes. Snowman grabs Cooper Kupp. Snowman, I'm so happy to see you here. I just wish, you would grace us with some sort of chattage. You're so quiet, silent but deadly. You degenerate fuck. Travis Kelce goes to Jonesy Wan Kenobi. We take CMC with our 6th overall pick. Austin Eckler goes to Dorsey Bizzle. Big Willie Style grabs Bijan Robinson. Stephon Diggs goes to Knifey. B. Stalder. So make sure you guys follow him on Twitter. This guy's a legend. CeeDee Lamb at the 110. AJ Brown goes to Sky for rebound. We grab Amon-Ra St. Brown. Garrett Wilson, Carl Ramrod gets Amon-Ra St. Brown to finish off round 1. He starts off round 2 with Garrett Wilson. Sky for rebound gets Devontae Adams. Then Jalen Waddle goes to B. Stalder. Nick Chubb goes to Knifey. Jonathan Taylor goes to Big Willie style. Dorsey grabs Devontae Smith. We take Chris Olave. T. Higgins goes to Jonesy. Tony Pollard goes to Snowman. Derrick Henry, Angry Elf grabs Patrick Mahomes. DK Metcalf's the last pick in round 2, goes to Antonio. First pick in round 3 is the homer pick, Breece Hall, because he's from New York. He's from New York. He's from Jersey. He's walking over here. He's drafting over here. Oh, we're on the clock. Slider view. Christian Watson. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. I like this start. So after that, Najee Harris goes to Angry Elf. Keenan Allen goes after that. Snowman gets Jalen Hurts. Calvin Ridley goes to Jonesy. We grab Saquon at pick 30. If he does play, that's significant. I think we have to handcuff him. We have to handcuff Saquon, though. Josh Allen goes to Dorsey. Mark Andrews goes to Willie. Josh Jacobs goes to Knifey. Lamar Jackson goes to B. Stalder. Sky for rebound grabs Ramondre Stevenson. Last pick goes to our good friend Carl Ramrod and he gets Amari Cooper as the last pick in the 3rd round. First pick in the 4th round, Carl Ramrod grabs Joe Burrow. Jerry Jeudy goes to Sky for rebound. Deebo Samuel goes to B. Stalder. Knifey Spooney then grabs Joe Mixon. Justin Fields goes to Big Willie style. Jahmyr Gibbs. Jahmyr, I go again on my own. God, that was good. That's real good. Goes to Dorsey Bizzle. Pinkies up, motherfuckers. Christian Watson goes to us. Terry McLaurin goes to Jonesy Juan Kenobi. Christian Kirk goes to Snowman. Justin Herbert goes after that. Angry Elf grabs Aaron Jones. Antonio finishes off round 4 with Travis Etienne. Starts off round 5 with DeAndre Hopkins. Angry Moore then grabs DJ Moore. Or Angry Elf then grabs DJ Moore. Angry Moore. I'm Angry Moore. Then Mike Williams goes off the board and Snowman's on the clock. And we're all caught up. Liam McKinnon says, howdy, partner. I miss you, dog. I miss you. We gotta get you back on the camera. People are sick and tired of looking at my ugly mug. Deontay Johnson. I told myself I need to start getting exposure to Deontay Johnson. So we got Deontay Johnson. Now, also, if you guys didn't know, on Drafters Fantasy, they have this thing called the Drafters Pick'em. Essentially, they put out season-long props for the NFL. You could do it in PGA. I know Carl Ramrod just crushes the PGA. I've tailed him on a couple of plays. And yeah, he doesn't miss in PGA. Carl Ramrod's the PGA god. You could do it in baseball, NBA when the NBA season's there, NHL when the NHL season's there. But right now, right meow, they got your season-long NFL pick'em, where they got a bunch of props out for like passing yards, passing touchdowns, receiving yards, receiving touchdowns, rushing yards, rushing touchdowns, so on and so forth. So if you use our promo code DiscoDrafts1, you get up to $100 match with your initial deposit. You then go over there. You head over to the pick'em section. If you get 8 props, pick the over on under on 8 props for 8 different players, you can 100x your money. 100x your money. I've already done 52 of these. 52. So yeah. You got to get in where you fit in. And if you're from Ontario, you definitely fit in here on Drafters Fantasy Sports, because all those other dickheads, all those other assholes, those apps, they left us. But Drafters Fantasy is loyal. That's why you should sign up with Drafters Fantasy, because they're loyal. But you have to be loyal to me as well and use promo code DiscoDrafts. When you guys use the promo code, it helps me out. I get to create content like this all the time when you guys sign up using my promo code. It means the world to me. Appreciate you guys. Let's catch up with the chat. Mark Burton says QBs seem to be moving quickly tonight. I would say no more than usual. I'm just shocked that somebody reached on Justin Herbert prior to No, he didn't reach on Justin Herbert. Sorry. Do you guys think Justin Herbert should go off the board before Trevor Lawrence? Asking for a friend here. All right. We'll take Mike Evans. I've been trying to get more exposure to Mike Evans. I really like to get access to drafting Mike Evans. I think he has a safe enough floor where like his high ceiling at this volume is absolutely insane. Snowman says, good to be back. Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back. Good to see you, Snowman. Miss you, dog. It's crazy to see you in here. I'm pretty sure we said your name 3 times and you appeared, or we said drafters 2 milli giveaway 3 times and you just showed up. Sorry, Jones, I'm stealing your joke. It was so funny. Adrian Fitta says Snowman graces the chat. I know, shocker, right? It's like seeing a celebrity. Honestly, Snowman, we miss you, man. We miss you. The drafts are like still going well, but it's not the same without you, buddy. Adrian Fitta says Justin Herbert, only if you think the Jags are going to take a step forward. Herbert is safe AF. I don't disagree, but Kellen Moore is not safe AF. And if you don't know who Kellen Moore is, that's their new offensive coordinator. And Kellen Moore's previous work was with Dak Prescott and the Dallas Cowboys, and he did not do too great with Dak. So I'm very worried that in this new offense, schematically, we might see Herbert throw more picks than ever, but he will be throwing relative bombs as well. So you're going to get like either a spectacular game or an absolute dud from Herbert. I think Trevor Lawrence has like more consistency along the line where you know you're going to get a very safe, consistent output and a very safe floor. And his rushing upside, we have not really seen yet. And he's a tremendous rusher of the foosball. So I'm expecting to see Trevor Lawrence take a step in that direction where we get to see him as a dual threat quarterback more this year. And the fact that Calvin Ridley is there is terrifying. Terrifying. Marky Burns says, Herbert healthy this year, good weapons, should go high. Healthy, it's July 20th. Healthy for the, I always want to call them the San Diego Chargers. But healthy for the LA Chargers is like get through the season without losing 90% of your roster to an injury at some point. Do I want to get the double stack with Deontay Johnson and George Pickens? I do. I have not gotten that double stack correlation there, so it's good to get that. Now I do need to pivot towards the running back position in case Saquon Barkley does decide to miss. But right now, our wide receivers are elite. I think we're fine at wide receiver for the next little bit, and we can just get some late round value. Now we need to snag a running back or two, and then maybe address our quarterback situation, or we'll just go late quarterback. That's been my theme this week. Like I've been going late quarterback as much as I possibly can. Sometimes getting 3, sometimes getting 4. I know, like historically, it doesn't do well, but I don't give a fuck about history. I'm here to make history, so I want to be unique. Yeah. Mark Burns says last year, Justin Herbert had broken ribs. Oh, I know. I had a lot of exposure to Justin Herbert. Last year, my second most drafted quarterback was Justin Herbert. My first was Jalen Hurts. So, like, when I talk poorly about a player who should have a big upside, I'll like throw out some stats and some projections, and then also throw out some stuff like, oh, like that roster is injury prone, or Kellen Moore is a terrible offensive coordinator. Da 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 da. But really, what I am saying is this person's hurt me in the past, and I'm so petty. I don't want to draft him again because I'm that petty. This is the petty bank, and it remembers a lot. So I'm very petty about Justin Herbert. I hope he does well. Bonus Hole says, I'm used to drafting QB round 1 in Superflex. Feels nice not doing that. I know, right? I think the only thing that like bugs me is like, unless you really reach on wide receiver value, you're not going to get as much correlation as you'd like and as much like superstars as you'd like, and you're going to miss out in certain areas. We just took Isaiah Pacheco. If you guys follow me on Twitter, you'll see that we actually got tweeted back from Sports MD Analysis. This guy is he's got his MD in whatever. So like he is a fantasy football guy as well. So he'll like literally put out posts about like, should you be worried? What implications do these injuries or surgeries have? What's the timeline looking like? What kind of production will these players have? What's the chances of them re-aggravating their injury? Like, it's very in-depth, very amazing stuff. And me, as a guy who has, a background in exercise science, and like, I'm very passionate about like not just fantasy football, but like just the human anatomy and the functionality of it. Like I get super nerded out when I see him tweet. Like, I'm a big fan, huge fan. And he actually tweeted me back today, which was pretty cool. It's pretty cool. And he said Isaiah Pacheco should be completely fine and good to go for week 1. So you guys keep fading him. I'll keep drafting him. Thank you. Appreciate it. Thank you, guys. Thank you. Adrian Fita says, Disco Mr. Recency Bias? No, because I wouldn't be high on Russell Wilson if I was Mr. Recency Bias. I wouldn't. But I'm also petty. I'm also so petty because there's always that chance of like, what if he does it to me again? Like Michael Thomas is a guy who's burnt me 3 years in a row. 3 years in a row. And it's just one of those guys who I'm like, I'll get exposure to him if he's best wide receiver available and I really need a wide receiver. But other than that, fuck Michael Thomas. I don't care if he's deadlifting 600 pounds. I don't want it. I don't care. I don't want it. Not for me. All right. We really need a tight end. We really need a quarterback. We really need another running back. My dogs are going wild right now. Can you guys hear them? Can you hear the pups? We'll take Dak. Adrian Fitta says Sport MD Analysis went to Harvard and Stanford. I'd probably trust him. Yeah, I trust him too. Like, this guy was, I'm pretty sure, like, I'm not sure, like, this is just like me putting out like nonsense, like horrible information out there that's not like been fact checked, but I'm pretty sure, I'm almost like certain, like 100% sure that he's like a sports surgeon. I'm pretty sure that's like that's his background. We got more chit chats. Bonus hole 69. I can't tell you how much I love the name change. Like, my wife's like, I bet you love that name change. I generally love that name change. Bonus hole 69. I love it. You're a legend. Nice. I was torn between Dak and Kirk. Went with that, and Kirk went with the stack. What stack did you go with? Kirk? Oh, Kirk and Justin Jefferson. Nice. When do you go to Italy? I'm very curious. Brandon Dorsey says, I can't stop drafting Dalvin Cook. No, here's your problem. You just can't stop drafting. You've already done $153 minis. So I'm like, hey, let me reach in my pocket because I'm going to miss Dorsey terribly. So let's get into a drafters, 2 milli, just so I could draft with Dorsey and so I could draft with Snowman. I bet you Snowman's having like a killer draft. Brandon Dorsey said, especially in the 100s. Absolutely. He's going to start somewhere. And if he doesn't start somewhere, he's going to ball out somewhere. Do we go for the thumbnail correlation? Nah. We'll go for Pat Frymouth. The thumbnail correlation would have been dope, though. Jonesy Juan Kenobi said, never heard of those schools. Are they good? It's kind of like if X-Men was like real. That's where, like, the kids who graduate from the mutant school go to university. That's where they go to study. Yes, we are nerding out big time here. Brandon Dorsey said, sorry, buddy, couldn't pass on him. Who couldn't you pass on? Dalvin? No, have him. Have Adam. I got like 19% Dalvin Cook, and like I've been drafting like no tomorrow. So You can have Adam. I'm trying to get exposure elsewhere. I like where we're at with the running back position. If Saquon plays, it's going to be huge. If he doesn't, I like Pacheco. I still like the value that's coming up. We addressed our quarterback need. We addressed our tight end need. I have high expectations for Dak this year, especially since he's been released from that Kellen Moore curse. And Pat Freiermuth is one of my favorite tight ends coming into the season. So far, I'm really, really, really liking this draft. Adrian Fitta says, Brandon Dorsey, I had him queued up. Oh, that's who you're apologizing to. My bad. Mark Burns says, someone is going to snipe Pickett. Don't worry. Don't worry. I see how petty you are, and I genuinely love how petty you are. I appreciate how petty you are being. I like it. I appreciate it. But, like, that's why I'm here. That's why I'm the best. That's why we do what we do. We pivot no matter what. Snipe me all you want. There's not enough players or drafters that are going to make me have a bad draft. At Jonesy One Kenobi, I heard it's like Algonquin College, Harvard, Stanford. Shout out to Algonquin College. The fact that you know Algonquin College all the way from Alberta is crazy. Shout out to Algonquin. What's Algonquin's? What's their like team moniker or their team name for their sports? Do they even have sports at Algonquin College? Bonus Hole says, oops, Otto was taking a shot. Oh, I thought you were going to say taking a shit. I was going to say that's a Bonus Hole move. But I'm bummed. Oh, wow. You guys are just really abusing the running back position. There's no running backs to be seen. I'll take Rondell Moore. I was going to go for Dalton Schultz, but it wouldn't work. It wouldn't work for what we're trying to put together and what we're trying to build. But we are in desperate need for running back help. Desperate need. And I think the cool thing about drafting Dak Prescott, especially, in round 9, is I could potentially get away with him having a stellar top 10 quarterback season and getting just another quarterback who's got a very high ceiling. Brandon Dorsey says, no, not you, Adrian. He said he had him queued up. Sorry, man. I just feel like everything's about me. I feel like the world revolves around me. Forgive me. Just gonna go fuck myself. Adrian Fitter says, Algonquin Pickleball Predators #1. I don't know anything about them, so I'm gonna go ahead and believe you here. Yeah, bonehead. The Algonquin, the Canoes, says Jeremy Thiel. Brandon Dorsey says, yeah, my stream's behind, so no Wi-Fi isn't helping. Where's your buddy Bape? Bathing Ape? Bathing Ape? Baby Bape? Where's he at? Jonesy, what are you drinking, buddy? This is so good. We're having Francis Coppola. It's a California Cabernet Sauvignon. So Cab Sauv. More of a Cab Franc guy myself. But yeah. We're on the Clockamundo, Brundo. You guys are really just taking all the freaking running backs right now. So I'll just take all the wide receivers. Darnell Mooney, sure. Why not? I mean, we didn't go 0 RB. That's the crazy thing. So the fact that like we're so desperate for RB help right now is pretty interesting. We got 13 people up in the chat. What's up? Now, if you're new to the chat and you're just jumping in, and I know I said this a million times, but forgive me, I'm going to say it again. We are drafting on Drafters Fantasy Sports right now. This is not a mock draft. This is a real money draft. It's a $20 buy-in. First place gets $300,000. There's $2 million in total winnings. It's crazy. It's crazy. All right. To warm up, You could do the drafters $3 mini. It's a $3 buy-in. First place gets $30,000. There's $200,000 in total winnings. It is best ball format. Best ball is, in my opinion, is the most convenient way for you to draft. You have 20 rounds to fill your roster for depth. Each week, a starting lineup is composed of the following positions: 1 quarterback, 3 wide receivers, 2 running backs, 1 tight end, and 1 flex. At the end of the week, the best overall performances on your lineup in your weekly matchup will go towards your weekly matchup. So no more leaving points on the bench, no more waiver wires, no more trades, none of that garbage. So if you sign up today using promo code DiscoDrafts1, get up to $100 match with your initial deposit. Drafters Fantasy is available in Ontario and all other legal sports betting provinces and states, except for like a few like Nevada, Montana, Hawaii, but it's available in Ontario. So before you sign up and use our promo code, make sure that Drafters is available in your state. And if you don't know if they're available in your state, shoot me a message. I'll get the exact states they're not available in. Dang. All right. We'll take Derek Carr here because we do have Chris Olave. But I'm just looking for running backs and I just don't see them. Jonesy Kenobi's having a Pepsi. You fancy, huh? Too good for a Coca-Cola? I miss the days where they had cocaine in Coca-Cola. Like that shit was so addictive. The good old days. You guys know that like the old formula for Coca-Cola had like the cocaine plants in it. That's why it was so addictive for so many years. And they got rid of it. They took out that formula. And that's why Coca-Cola is like meh now. It's just a soda. If you didn't know, now you know. Jonesy Kenobi said, ever since round 2, who I want gets taken, and then my backup plan gets taken. Got to pivot, bro. Dorsey Kenobi says, not sure, probably got in the other one, still on accident. Jonesy Kenobi says, pivot. Absolutely. If you don't pivot, you're traveling, and you're traveling down a path where you're just going to shoot your draft in the foot. But you have enough experience doing these. How many, you got 24 drafters, 2 millis? That's impressive. Mark Burns says, yeah, I want to see how you finish your RB room. It's getting thin out there. Yeah, I want to see how I finish my RB room too. Don't worry, I got this. Jonesy Kenobi says, I mean, you could add it yourself. You're talking about the Coca-Cola and how it used to have the cocaine in it. Noted. Changing name to Scarface. Man, I used to do a really good Scarface impression. Okay, now you guys are just being deliberate. You guys are all just taking running backs. So B. Stalder literally just grabbed all the running backs. He's going 0 RB, and like he's just getting all the running backs I wanted. And then Sky for rebound and Knifey, they're just being petty. Like you guys don't need running backs. You guys are literally just taking all the. Can he pick it? Yes, he can. Kenny Pickett, ladies and gentlemen, we got ourselves some Kenny Pickett. Some decent correlation here. I like it. I like it a lot. Now all we need is Allen Robinson as our last wide receiver, and we're chilling. Bonus Hole says, I have no plan until it's my pick, so I can't get sniped. Best plan is no plan. What did Joker say? What did Joker say? Heath Ledger's Joker say? There's schemers. And then there's dogs who chase cars. I don't remember exactly what he said, but like that's what I thought of when you said that. Adrian Fitta says, fun fact, Petty's my middle name. I believe it. But I also think that like your middle name could also have like really good friend who's super supportive, and no matter how much you snipe me and do petty shit, Mo's gonna have love for you and I adore you. Okay, guys, seriously, the running backs, come on. Mostert, Spears, Fournette. Like, give me a break here, fella. All right, Jeff Wilson. Jeff Wilson, we'll take him. He's a starter. We're reaching way ahead on ADP, but he's a starter. Unless we get news otherwise, he's a starter. Mark Burns says, read the room when RBs are going. You got to get after them. Not really. I got great value everywhere else, and I got some really solid running backs to carry my team. So I'm chilling. I like my draft. I like my draft a lot. But yes. Mark Burns says, oh my God, RBs are flying off the board. I think it's deliberate at this point. Everybody's just like, let's make sure Disco doesn't get his running backs. But I'm always going to have a pivot plan. You guys cannot outdraft me. It won't happen. It's impossible. But I appreciate you guys trying. Like, you guys literally have me sweating bullets. So we're just going to hydrate with some Vine. Pinky's up. Bonus hole 69 says, how many rounds are we doing? Are you talking about shots, or are you talking about rounds in this draft? It's 20 rounds. 20 rounds in all of the drafters' best ball tournaments. We could also address our tight end situation. We should probably address our tight end situation. And now that I said that, Knifey's probably going tight end. He's going to be like, if I was Disco and I need a tight end based on who's available, who would I take? Nope, he went Bryce Young. Good pick. I'm actually getting higher on Bryce Young than I was previously. I like him a lot. I like Bryce Young a lot this year, but I think still my favorite rookie quarterback coming into this season is CJ Stroud. I'm so high on CJ Stroud. I'm high on that Houston Texans team in general. I really like, do I think they're going to like make the playoffs and go deep? Not really. Not really. I think they'd make a push for the playoffs. They could. They're not there yet. They're not there to compete with Jacksonville, but I think they're like way ahead of Tennessee. I think they're way ahead of Indianapolis, just in that division. That division, like, there's no real like trend. Like, if you look at the AFC North, you got like real tough, hard-nosed defensive battles. It's always been like that. You look at the AFC East, you got these like nostalgic, high-powered offenses trying to compete against the Patriots. Look at the NFC South, it's just like, what the fuck are we going to get from this division this year? But I did look at all the acquisitions that the Houston Texans did make, especially on the defensive side, and their defense, which was dead last against the run last year, is going to be drastically improved based off of not only their NFL draft, where they got, Will Anderson, but they also added a couple key pieces at the linebacker core. I believe they added Denzel Perryman, and they added Corey Littleton, who are two really good run stoppers. And then most significantly, the guy who I should have mentioned first is D'Amico Ryans. That 34 defense is going to be spectacular. It's going to be absolutely phenomenal. So if I am in a redraft league, I think they might be a really good defense to get, because they have Derek Stingley, who's going to be one of the better corners, if not one of the best corners in the NFL this year. Yeah, I said it. I don't know why I'm high on them. I generally don't know. They added not Denzel Ward. Who's that safety? Ward. Yeah. I'm very high on that defense. So if it's my last overall pick in redraft league, I'll take Houston as much as I possibly can. And by the way, redraft league, if you're reaching on a defense and it's not your last 2 rounds, reaching on a defense and a kicker and it's not in your last 2 rounds, just like say bye to your money. Like, you're never going to see it back. B. Kurt says Taysom season. I loved Taysom last year. Taysom was one of my favorite picks last year and one of my favorite draft picks last year, but I can't rationalize taking him where he's been going. Now, round 17, maybe something I'd consider, but I don't think I want to get a full stack with tight ends. That would just be weird. Or would it? or would it? We'll take Clyde Edwards-Helaire. So we got a little bit of a double stack correlation with Pacheco and Helaire in case, Sports MD Analysis got his degree from Algonquin. And it didn't actually go to Harvard and Stanford or whatever. CEH is a good handcuff. I do like where he's at. Round 17 value. I think he's a good shot on net. I was giving shout out to you, Knifey, last night. I wanted to say that I was so high on CH, but I wasn't. You're the one who convinced me. So I gave you a shout out last night. Fidesz says, Fidesz is smiling. Adrian Fidesz says, I really wanted him. Don't say it. Oh, you shouldn't have said that, man. Dorsey's right there. Dorsey's super petty. He doesn't care about correlation. He just wants to hurt our feelings. That's why he drafted 150 times without us. Sean Wilson says, couple spots left in our redraft league. Yes, our Yahoo redraft league. There's a couple spots left. What are we at? 7 or 8 out of 12? I don't remember. But yeah, if you want in, I'm going to take care of the prize. I'm going to make sure you guys get whoever wins first place and second place, I'm going to make sure you guys get a nice, significant prize. Just working on it. Money doesn't grow on fucking trees. Give me a break. But no buy-in. It's going to be highly competitive. It's very, very good. Mark Burns says, if you're high on Houston, what's your thoughts on Mechie? My thoughts on Mechie is I'm a fan of the story. I'm a fan of anybody who can overcome cancer. I've said this in a previous stream. We just lost my father recently to cancer. So fuck cancer. I completely hate cancer. So the fact that him, Foster Moreau, they're both recovering from cancer and on the mend and about to play in the NFL, I'm a big fan. Big fan. Other than that, I do know that when he was at Bama, he was surrounded by a significant amount of talent, and he managed to stand out, at the wide receiver position. He managed to stand out. And if you can stand out in that room and get some playing time and put up decent numbers, then I want you on my team. So I'm high on John Mechie. I'm higher on Nico Collins than I am on John Mechie, and I'm higher on Dameon Pierce than I think anybody on this planet other than Jonesy. I think Jonesy's the only person who's higher on Dameon Pierce than I am. Slider view. All right. We'll take Jake Ferguson just so we can get some correlation with Dak Prescott. I literally have zero correlation with Dak Prescott. So we're good at quarterback. We're good at tight end. This is going to be your typical 3-6-8-3 draft. Do I love it? No, but I like the value we got. I think we're doing really well. And there's 10 of you up in here, so I'm not going to read off all of your drafts and grade them. I'm sorry. There's too many of you. It's a beautiful thing, but I'm not going to do it. We'll be here all night. Should I do it? I want to do it. I kind of want to do it. Kind of want to queue up for another draft. Would you guys be down for a mini? Let me just put this down here. Let's see what the mini's at. $3 mini fast draft is at 0 out of 12. Now it is at 1 out of 12. If you'd like to draft with us in the $3 mini, we're queued up in the $3 mini fast draft. Get in there. Get in there. Would love to see you guys in there. I want to do another draft. Let's fill her up. Let's fill her up. Oh, I should probably put the stream back up, eh? Yay. It's a good view. I like that view. It's different. It's different. Bonus Hole says, damn, sorry to hear. My condolences. Hey, man, it's okay. It's life. Shit happens. Just got to move on and pivot, right? B. Kurt said, just retired from my last redraft league yesterday. How does it feel? Because, I was considering retiring from redraft leagues, but, I have one with my friends that, these are people who I've grown up with and, people who I like staying close to. So I feel like we'll take Keontae Ingram here. I feel like it makes sense to draft with them in a redraft league. But if this thing ends up being absolutely successful and becomes my full-time gig, I think, yeah, I might be, this might be my last redraft year. And then like, I love my community, man. The community wants to do a redraft league. I want to do a redraft league with them. Brandon Dorsey said 23 spots past ADP. How could I pass? Who was it? Who fell 23 spots past ADP? Let me know. Appreciate the condolences. It happened like what, 2 years ago now? Yeah, so not that recent. Adrian Fitter says, I just gotta say, this is the fastest draft I ever participated in. Y'all are flying. Yeah, that's why I like, getting all you disco balls with us in these drafters best ball tournaments, because like, you're not gonna wait the full 30 seconds for you guys to make your picks, and it's always flying. And I also like drafting at the 106 simply because like, I'm always just drafting somebody instead of waiting forever and just watching all the pieces I want to go. Jeremy Thiel says, I have tons of Pierce shares too. Yeah. I would like to get more exposure to Dameon Pierce. I would generally like to get more exposure to Dameon Pierce, but I just never seem to like get past the wide receiver value around where he gets taken in ADP, which is around like round 5, 6. Sean Wilson says, do it. Jonesy says, I'm down for whatever. Sean says 2 out of 12 for the mini. Jeremy Thiel's in for the mini. Jonesy Wakanobi's in for the mini. You guys queued up? You guys are in there? Bonus Hole says, I'm down. Get your ass in there, boy. Arthur House says, thanks, Antonio, for getting my dick running back Gray on New York Giants. Wow, it's aggressive. It's aggressive. I think I might just grab another. Oh, somebody took Breida. Wow, that's wild. All right. Michael Wilson, because I have zero exposure to him and everybody's high on him, so I figured I'd be high on him. B. Kurt, not having to do waivers will be amazing. Absolutely. It's such a significant time strain. Snowman says, got a long time redraft that I'm in, but that's it. I hear you. Adrian Fitter says, speaking of fast drafts, how's your slow draft going? So I just made my 20th pick in that slow draft. So I'm done. I don't know if the league's done, but I'm done. I'm gonna switch the camera back over here. There we go. That feels better. Arthur House says, I'm down. Are you in? What's the queue at there? What's it at? Adrian Fitta says, queue now if you're in for the $3 mini. So just because we said that, Dorsey, please don't leave. I know you got like no power and shit, but like stay, because like I want to empower you to, stick with the community now that you've outdrafted us. And same thing with you, Snowman. Don't leave. Snowman, don't go. Bonus Hole said, only because Angry Elf sniped me. Hey, man. That's why I like drafting with you guys. Everybody's sniping everybody. All right, let's look at our draft for our drafters 2 milli. And I mean, like, even if we can't fill the $3 mini, like, now, I'm still going to do it off stream if we don't stay on stream. It's at 9 out of 12. Can we get 3 more in? Brandon Dorsey, have a good night, fellas. Great time as always. Love you, buddy. Miss you. Sean Wilson, well, looks like you guys are playing for second place. Got the winner here. Okay, I got to check your lineup out now. It's a big statement. Oh, the $3 mini starting. Brandon Dorsey said, heading out to a bar for a little with my buddy who has also left power. We got Dak Prescott, Derek Carr, Kenny Pickett, CMC, Saquon Barkley, Isaiah Pacheco, Jeff Wilson, Clyde Edwards-Helaire, Keontae Ingram, Chris Olave, Christian Watson, Deontay Johnson, Mike Evans, George Pickens, Rondell Moore, Darnell Mooney, Michael Wilson, Pat Fryermuth, Juwan Johnson, Jake Ferguson. All we were missing there was Najee or Jalen Warren. But other than that, it was pretty great. All right. We're in the next draft. We're in the next one. This is the $3 mini. So we'll just $3 mini. First place gets $30,000. There's $200,000 in total winnings. It's pretty sweet. Once again, these are real money drafts. These are not mock drafts. None of that garbage. These are real money drafts with real money implications. Oh, guys, look. This is my 100th $3 mini. I'm very excited. This is very exciting. Bonus Hole said, damn, I joined and it said 1 out of 12, so I backed out. Damn, bro. Yeah, like when I say like you should probably queue up, like you could like exit the screen if you're doing it from your phone by just clicking the back button or clicking on lobby, and then it would pull you there. So you could just queue up. Mark Burns says, good night, folks. Got to run. Good luck in the $3 mini. You have yourself a wonderful evening, buddy. And I'm very excited to watch Mission Impossible because the fact that you liked it means I'm going to like it. And I love Mission Impossible. I don't know if you guys are high on Mission Impossible, but I love me some Mission Impossible. Jeremy Thiel says, number 100. Bonus Soul said, I was still drafting in the other, or I woulda. Fair enough, buddy. Fair enough. What time do you leave for Italy? Italia. All right, so Knifey at the 102. Jonesy at the 104. We're at the 105. Willie at the 108. Carl Ramrod at the 109. Nice. We got 1, 2, 3, 5 disco balls and an impromptu. Do I just say fuck it and grab CMC again? No, I'm going to go Travis Kelce. Jay Lorenz, enjoy CMC, buddy. 4:20 p.m. flight. How convenient. How convenient that Antonio 420, the original Antonio 420, is now catching a flight tomorrow at 4:20 p.m. Very convenient. You're going to take flight in more ways than one. To the moon, like XRP. Are there any XRP guys out there? Have any of you been holding your XRP? Let me know. Ask him for a friend. I like XRP. XRP is really good. And so is red wine. Give me a sec. I need to pour myself another one. Another one. You smart. You loyal. Another one. All right. Hope we're having another big cup. Yeah. 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 Whew. All right, let's get in here. Bonus Hole says Kelce. Bonus Hole says, funny thing, I don't even smoke anymore. I just drink. I hardly even drink anymore either. The only time I drink is like on stream or when I'm done stream or like before a stream or when I stream 7 nights a week now. Scooby Taylor, what's up, Scooby? Welcome to Disco Ball Nation. Make sure you click the subscribe button. Scooby Taylor says, need help with Dynasty Superflex trade. Do I trade away Ramondre Stevenson and Rashee Rice for Judy and Zay Flowers? Is it PPR format? What's the hold on. Is it PPR format? Is it 2 wide receivers? These little tidbits are very important. All right. We'll take Chris Olave again. Chris Olave is quickly becoming like one of my favorite second round picks. Jeremy Thiel says no. Adrian Fitta says no. Yes, says Scooby Taylor, as in PPR. So as of now, to answer your question, do I think Jerry Jeudy and Zay Flowers have higher upside than Ramondre Stevenson and Rashee Rice this upcoming season? No. I think Ramondre alone has the safest floor out of all of these guys. And I think Rashee Rice has just as much potential as Jeudy and Zay Flowers. Yes, Jeudy finishes the top 15 wide receiver last year, but Ramondre Stevenson outscored Jerry Jeudy pretty much every week in the NFL last year. And then Zay Flowers could be potentially a wide receiver 3 there. The thing you get with Ramondre Stevenson that you don't get with Jerry Jeudy is Ramondre is a dual threat running back. He's a high volume running back. He's the feature go-to guy on his offense, whereas Jerry Jeudy is just like could be part of the scheme. Whereas like we know every game in and game out, like we saw with Saquon last year and like we saw with Ramondre and Josh Jacobs, no matter what the game plan is, it's going to involve Ramondre. So he's going to give you that fantasy football cheat code where you're going to get a lot of volume. He's going to get the red zone touches because he's a big back, and he's a dual threat RB where he's just as qualified in the run game as he is in the receiving game. So I would highly recommend that you keep Ramondre Stevenson. And if you were going to consider that trade, I would say either have him, whoever's offering that trade, add Zay Flowers or add somebody to Zay Flowers or replace Zay Flowers with a more significant backup plan. I hope that answers your question. All right, we're going to do something crazy. We did it. We're going with a crazy bully tight end start. Crazy bully tight end start. We went Travis Kelce in the first round, Chris Olave in the second round, Mark Andrews in the third round. Do I suggest this and do I think that this has a very high success rate? Absolutely not. But in terms of getting unique, in terms of correlation, having a Kelce and Andrews stack where one of them can be your starting tight end and one of them can be your flex, you just get to address all the other potential needs that your team may need. And who knows, like maybe I'll just go like 0 RB, grab 2 spectacular quarterbacks as well, and try to fill in some really good value at wide receiver as we go. And I really like this start. We're off to a crazy start. Draft number 100 on Drafters Fantasy Sports. It's crazy how we got here. It's crazy. Let's see how you guys are doing. Knifey's got Kupp, Derrick Henry, Jalen Hurts start. I like it. I don't like it. Why would you go Kupp over Ja'Marr Chase? You can get Kupp in other drafts at the 103, 104, sometimes even 105 or 106. Knifey says, send this draft to your buddy with the draft analysis tool. Got to be super rare. Well, I saw B. Kurt in here earlier. I don't know if he's still with us in the stream, but like earlier when B. Kurt was with us, he was he was chatting. But yeah, I'm very curious. I know that like the late nights don't really work for him because he's like a dad now and he's got to put the baby to bed. But yeah, I think it's unique. Just looking based off of last year in terms of how many people went with the bully tight end approach, I feel like the guys who finished, like I read the stat earlier, Jonesy sent it to me. I just can't really pull that article up right now. Scooby, did that answer your question, buddy? Let me know. Jonesy goes Tyreek Hill, T. Higgins, Deebo Samuel. Okay. Willie goes Stephon Diggs, Devontae Smith, Calvin Ridley. Kyle Ramrod goes CeeDee Lamb, Garrett Wilson, Ramondre Stevenson, Christian Watson. Okay. So I might think about taking Najee if Najee falls to us here. Because I don't see the need to really reach. Najee didn't really fall to us here, so We're going to take best available wide receiver. We'll go Drake London. And then we'll see if we can get like a Justin Fields or a Joe Burrow fall to us in the next round. There goes Joe Burrow to Josie Wakanobi. So if we could get a Justin Fields to fall to us in the next round, that would be phenomenal. If not, we'll pivot. But I am really hoping that I can get a Justin Fields here. Knife, you really like Travis Etienne, don't you? God, that's good. Yeah, I'm really curious to see how many people went with this start. Are people talking in our Discord or not in the chat? Hold on. Let me pull this up. YouTube chat. Sweet. Okay. Adrian Fitta says, wanted Mixon, but both my first RBs would be week 7 bye, and he fell anyways. We got our Justin Fields pick there. Jonesy Wakanobi said, almost took Etienne, has 0 of him. So, like, I don't think there's going to be any scenario where Etienne will drop other than the fact that he could potentially get hurt in camp. And I don't see any situation where he'll rise unless several backs get injured or guys like Saquon and fuck, Capital is literally just taking all the running backs right now. If he takes another running back here, I'm going to lose my shit. What's he doing? Austin Eckler, Saquon Barkley, Josh Jacobs, Najee Harris. Here's mine. If you do start like this, you don't need another running back at all. At all. So it could be cool. It could work. Because, like, you're fine at running back, even with 4 players. You're fine. But then again, Saquon and Josh Jacobs share a bye week and potentially share sitting out the whole season. So I'm curious to see what he does. I'm very curious to see what he does. Oh, that was a tasty neck crack. Need some water. We got 10 people watching. That's crazy. Jeremy, you're in here with us? Carl Ramrod. Willie always goes like, he tries to be so contrarian to what he did like the previous draft. He's never doing anything the same. Like he has like 55 lineups, and I'm pretty sure like out of his 55 drafts, none of them started the same, like the same 2 players off the rip. Whereas like I have a lot of drafts where I'm like, okay, well, I'll take Stephon Diggs and Jalen Waddle. I think I have 6% of my drafts where I've stacked those 2. Jeremy Thiel says hand pink waving. Were you trying to send an emoji? I'm terrible with emojis too. Antonio says, you ever been to Gillette Stadium? One of the coolest. Got a mall, bar, nightclub across the street. I'd love to go. It's on the bucket list. It's on the bucket list to go to Gillette for a game. I would absolutely love to go to Gillette for a game. That would be so cool. That would be tremendous. But no, I have not been to Gillette for a game. I have been to Buffalo. Loved Buffalo. Buffalo was if you've never been to Buffalo for a tailgate or a game, it's like the best experience ever. We went the year before the COVID year, so when both the Patriots and the Bills were 6-0. It was I can't remember if it was a 1 o'clock game or it was a 1 o'clock. It was a 1 o'clock game. I almost took Kyle Pitts there, forgetting that I went crazy. I'm going to take Dameon Pierce because I've been talking about him a lot. I need to get some more exposure. I know I reach for him, but I'm going to take Dameon Pierce there. But yeah, Buffalo, incredible spot. And like the cool thing is, what's Dave Potney, David Potney, the guy from Barstool Sports, the pizza one bite challenge. My father-in-law has some connections in Buffalo, so we pull up to get into the Buffalo Arena. There's one street that leads you up there, right? And like that whole street, it's literally like miles and miles and miles of just tailgating and people walking and tailgating, and like it's one lane in, one lane out, and yeah. And then on the side, there's just like a bunch of field and a couple of businesses and houses. So like we're driving towards the tailgate, and like if you guys know Bills Mafia, like especially on like a very prime game, Bills Mafia is crazy. So we pull up like about, I want to say, a kilometer, if not closer, to the arena, and we turn in. And there's this guy who's like greeting you as you pull into the parking spot for this particular tailgate section. And my father-in-law is like, fuzzy. The password is fuzzy. And then the guy looked at him. He's like, "You may go, sir." And then we went in. I'm like, "What just happened? What just happened?" So it's primo like spot for tailgating. So we got out of the car, and I looked to my left, and the Barstool guys, Dave Potnovolskis, he's there. He's on top of like this RV with a bottle of ketchup in one hand and a bottle of mustard in the other hand, and he's spraying it on this guy. And then they're setting up the tables like WWE style, setting up the tables. The guy gets on the top of the RV, squirts some more mustard and ketchup. I don't know what Buffalo's obsession with mustard and ketchup is. That's the one thing I will say. Squirts himself with that shit and then does like a front flip into the tables, 2 tables stacked up. And like he got up and he's like, "Yeah," and everybody's like, "Yeah." And I'm like, "What the hell's going on?" I almost wanted to take off my Patriots jersey because like I was scared for my life. And then yeah, they were just like the nicest people ever. Buffalo, so hospitable, so nice. I did not expect them to be that kind. They were literally the nicest people. And I as a Patriots fan, I'm embarrassed to say this, but the only assholes at the game were Patriots fans. Some of these kids were absolute snobs, getting into fights with some of the nicest people. But yeah, that game was great. Patriots won. I believe it was Logan Ryan. It wasn't Logan Ryan. It was I want to say one of the McCourties knocked out Josh Allen. It was a close game. It was a very close game. It was either one of the McCourties or that other safety who's just been everywhere Tom Brady's been. But yeah, it was great to see Tom Brady in the flesh. That was cool. I actually got to go see a Tom Brady game. I would love to go to another Pats game. I would love to go to Gillette. But yeah, the flyover. I got emotional during the flyover. I was like, imagine myself being in the position like to go to a game and like experience the flyover, and like Julian Edelman's right in front of me, and so cool. So cool. Jeremy Thiel says, Bills Mafia. Are you a Bills fan, Jeremy? My father-in-law and my mother-in-law, they're Bills fans. But my brothers-in-law, they're Patriots fan, and my wife now is a Patriots fan. So go Pats. Jeremy Thiel says, with my 300K win, I'll treat all the disco balls for the Bills game. I might get pricey, man. Because like I don't know if you know this, but Dorsey can drink. Slider view. All right. At this point, I should probably take Michael Thomas over James Cook, but based off of ADP, there's a severe tier gap between James Cook and Michael Thomas. So this is a very interesting start that we went with. And we just went 3 RBs back to back to back. So I think we're okay for RB for the next little bit because I'm very fond of the 3 running backs we just drafted. So our draft is off to a 6 start. It's really, really unique. In terms of getting unique, like I always wanted to do this, but I just never was able to get this kind of, like it just never worked out. But here we are, and we're drafting 100% our most unique draft. And like there's bully tight end where you take like, you know, a tight end or 2 tight ends in the top 6 rounds. And then there's what we did where we went super bully tight end. We went super saiyan tight end, and we took tight end number 1 and number 2 in the first 3 rounds. That was the garage door opening, and the dogs are losing their minds. They're going absolutely crazy. Well, there goes Michael Thomas. It would have been nice had he fallen to us, but it is what it is. We shall pivot. Knifey says, "Does Jordan Addison get suspended for going 140 in a 50?" Asking, it was in a 50. Oh, the fact that he was going 140 in a 50, like I would say that he loses his license for sure. We'll take Dak. So we're good at tight end. We're good at quarterback. We're just going to take best available moving forward. Jeremy Thiel says, "I love the Pierce Swift combo. Great value. Thank you." But back to your point about, and I'll touch up more on this, Jeremy. But back to your point about does Addison get suspended for going 140 and a 50? I don't think he gets suspended. Look at it this way: if I was young and was able to buy a Lambo, I'd probably be going faster than 150 miles per hour. Like you got to empathize. Like it's a pretty cool thing to drive a fucking Lamborghini, right? I've never done it. I don't think I'd fit. Maybe in the Urus or Yaris or whatever the SUV is called. I don't think I'd fit in like a Gallardo or any of the other Lambos. So yeah, if I were to drive a Lambo, you bet your ass I'm going, you know, not fast, especially at that age, right? So I can understand why he did it. I hope he learned his lesson, and I hope that like his license gets revoked. But no, I don't think he gets suspended. Jeremy Thiel says, "I love the Pierce Swift combo. Great value. I like it a lot too, man. And I think like what makes it even better is Pierce is like your tackle breaking machine. You know he's going to get that yards after first contact. Swift is that dual threat receiving running back, and James Cook low key is one of my favorite running backs coming into the season because like he had in his rookie season where we thought he did absolutely nothing, he had the most explosive runs in the NFL of 15 plus yards. And I'm looking for him to like step that up significantly this season. James Cook might be my biggest sleeper running back this year. Him and Samaje Perine. Very, very high on Pierce. Antonio says it was the SUV. Man, Tino commented on one of my streams, said, "When do you guys go live?" I told him when we go live, and Tino never hopped in. Kind of sad. I would have loved to have seen Tino in here. Would have been cool. My dogs are losing their mind. Going bonkers. Let's look at what Knifey has so far. Knifey's got Cup, Henry, Hurts, Etienne, Joe Mixon, Kyle Pitts, Jordan Addison, Fast and Furious, Sky Moore, and Ingram. I like it. We'll go Tyler Boyd, best wide receiver available. I don't have any shares of Romeo Dobbs. I'm not a Dobbs guy. Not very high on Dobbs. I'd rather take Jaden Reed later on. But yeah, not a Dobbs guy. But yeah, I think we're just going to smash wide receiver for the next little bit. No matter what is available to us, we'll just smash wide receiver. This is a very interesting start. Very interesting. The fact that Tyler Boyd's our third wide receiver has me very concerned, but he also is due for a couple spike weeks. So we just need to stack up some crazy wide receiver value for the rest of the draft. But so far, so good. Jonesy Wanakanobi went crazy at the running back towards the end. He went Hill, Higgins, Debo, Joe Burrow, Aaron Jones, Cam Akers, Brandon Cooks, Jamal Williams, Alvin Kamara. Sorry, Jameson Williams, Alvin Kamara, Jamal Williams. So always double stacking, man. I like that about you, Jonesy. I like that about you. Willie goes Stephon Diggs, Devontae Smith, Calvin Ridley, DeAndre Hopkins, Kenneth Walker, Homer, Jahan Dotson, James Conner, David Montgomery, Zach Charbonnet. Oh, I like the double stack there too, buddy. Good work. And Gino. Wow, that's fire. If only you got DK. Carl Ramrod, CD, Garrett Wilson, Ramadre, Christian Watson, Tyler Lockett, Trevor Lawrence, Rashad White, Dalvin Cook, Alan Lazard, Kirk Cousins. I'm trying to see if I can find any correlation so far here. None. None. I mean, it would have been Dalvin Cook and Kirk Cousins, but we know what happened there. Yeah. Oh. Back on the clock. Between Rondell Moore and Jacoby Myers, I think I trust Jacoby Myers in his quarterback situation more than I like Rondell Moore in his quarterback situation because, yes, he's due for like some explosive plays, but he's also injury prone, and we don't know who the hell's throwing the ball there. I mean, my money is on that, like, Kyler will come back like week 6, 7, 8, but even then, I don't think he's going to be able to run the way he used to and, buy time to get his receivers open. And like Myers is clearly the wide receiver 2 in Vegas, whereas like Rondell Moore falls in like that wide receiver 3 like rotation room with Wilson and Dortch. So it's like, I don't know. Actually, he could be the wide receiver 2 there. But like once again, he's a tweener. Like we don't know what he's doing and where he's doing it. And like we know that they're under a new offensive coordinator, like what was it, Cliff Kingsbury? He's no longer there. And I think Kingsbury schematically was very sound and he got this ball to the slot receiver quite a bit. But just like players just stop buying in and stop believing in him. And if your players stop buying in and believing in you, there's so much drama and people talking about like, well, I mean, like, let's make sure that like you study your playbook for a couple of hours a day. That way we'll give you a couple $100 million in your contract. Everybody's fine. Everybody's fine. Nobody says anything about Kyler Murray getting that ridiculous contract. But Saquon wants a little bit more money, which is like a tenth of what Kyler's making. Everybody loses their mind. Everybody loses their mind. Speaking of which, I would love to get some more shares of James Conner. Jonesy said Myers over Moore easily. Yeah. Cardinals won't be that spread air raid type offense anymore. They will be quick passes and run game. Yeah. If Clayton Tune does play, I think Clayton Tune's going to crush it. Just as like a dual threat quarterback in DFS, like I'm low-key wanting to start Clayton Tune a lot because like he's going to come at a very cheap price and he's going to win some tourneys. Like the tournaments I won in DFS, like the really big one that I won last year, my quarterback was, so it's a super flex that I did. So my first quarterback, my starting quarterback was Bailey Zappi. And he was like pennies in comparison to the other quarterbacks. And it was Marcus Mariota. So I got to get like Justin Jefferson, Devontae Adams, and they all had killer games. Yeah. Van Jefferson. Yeah, they all had killer games. So it was really beneficial for me. You got 12 people here? I thought you guys forgot about me. I thought you guys forgot we were drafting. How's everybody doing? Who's up in here? Talk to me. Talk to the kid. Let me know. Let me know. So, like, if you're just tuning in, we start off with Travis Kelce, Chris Olave, and Mark Andrews. There's bully tight end, and then there's what we did, which is Super Saiyan tight end. It's not a thing, but it is a thing now. Then we went Drake London, Justin Fields. Then we smashed running back value with Dameon Pierce, DeAndre Swift, and James Cook in 3 consecutive picks. Then we got Dak Prescott, Tyler Boyd, Jacoby Myers, Van Jefferson. So far, this draft is going spectacular. It's going really well. If somebody wins a $3 mini and it's not me for being unique, I'm very curious as to what they did. Very curious as to what they did, because like this is a stellar draft. Now we got to make sure that we finish off getting really good correlation at all the possible positions by taking best available. But based off of the draft we have so far in the first however many rounds we've had, what was it, 13 rounds? We're crushing it. We're doing really well. Wow, this guy literally just went 0 RB and then just took Gibson, P. Ryan, Khalil Herbert, Jerick McKinnon, Tyler Algier. Just went 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 running backs. Interesting. Very interesting. See what Jonesy does. Hopefully he doesn't snipe me, because there is a player I'm eyeing here. Good. We got a double stack with Dameon Pierce and Devin Singletary here. I'm liking this draft a lot. As I said, like I'm really, really high on this Houston offense this year. Well, not the Houston offense per se. I think they're going to do better than a lot of teams or a lot of people are giving them credit for. I'm just high on their defense controlling, the clock, and I'm high on these running backs, and I'm high on CJ Stroud and his ability to get the ball out. And I think Dalton Schultz could be a tremendous value, but I would also look at who the hell is the backup tight end there in Houston and draft him. Adrian Fitta says, Jonesy Wakanobi, the DPJ pick is money. I don't know why everybody's fading DPJ. Like everybody's like, oh, now that they got Elijah Moore and Tillman, DPJ is irrelevant. DPJ is not irrelevant. DPJ has been more relevant than Elijah Moore. So, like, why fade him? He did nothing wrong last year. DPJ was a beast towards the end of the season last year. I'm very high on Donovan Peoples-Jones. Very high on him. And, like, people were throwing the same kind of slander at Miles Sanders last year. They were throwing the same kind of slander at Josh Jacobs last year. We benefited from that. Where people are really hating, I try to take a closer look at the player that they're hating, and then I try to get as much exposure there, because like if you guys are fading him, I'm going to get him at a great value. Jonesy Wakanobi says, yeah, I like him this year. All the hype is on Moore, and DPJ will produce. And another thing is, like, Amari Cooper is getting relatively old. He's never had like a really healthy, full, complete season, except for I want to say his rookie year when he was in Oakland. Other than that, like, it's not much like trust in the fact that like he'll be healthy for a full season. So that's why getting shares of DPJ, especially in round 13, is crazy good value. Had you gone Singletary, I would have gone DPJ, but I'm glad that you went DPJ so I could get Singletary. I haven't gotten a double stack in quite a bit. And then Jerome Ford or Jaden Reed. I'd rather Jaden Reed at this range. If Jerome Ford comes back to us, cool. But I don't think Jonesy's going to grab him right now, because Jonesy's like that. Oh. Knifey, when are you visiting, bud? When's the Knifey Spoonie coming to Ottawa? We're going to make bunk beds. We're going to do karate in the garage. It's going to be the best day ever. Jonesy Montgomery went with Kenny Pickett. Yes, he can. Wonder what kind of Pittsburgh correlation he has. None as of yet. He's got Aaron Jones, so there's a homer move. Yeah, just Jalen Warren. Very interesting. Adrian Fitta says, when you promise to drink only craft beers, listen, man, you give me like 2 beers, I'll drink anything after that. I'm serious. Like, I'm a very, very, like, I'm a lightweight. Like, I'm a cheap date, bro. Jonesy Wakanomi says, if people are crazy high, I figure out what's wrong with them. If people are fading, I look at why I should take them. And like, if you're going to fade them, sure, there's a reason why you should fade them. But if they fall past ADP, it just becomes a good value at that point. Pickett Warren, LOL, says Jonesy. Pickett is just last QB I trust doing a 2 QB build over Matthew Stafford and Brock Purdy. Fair. Jerome Ford's still available. Jones is going to grab him now. Crazy. All right. I like that. I like that a lot. Boy, I wish I was like not up at 4 a.m. and like was more like amped about what the hell we're fucking building right now. Inside, like my fantasy mind is like, this is the winning lineup. This is easily the winning lineup. It has to be the winning lineup. The correlation here is second to none. There's like no build like this. And we're getting great value pretty much everywhere. And yeah, like in all of your drafts, have you guys seen a lineup like this? Willie, talk to me, buddy. I know you're in here. And I'm not just trying to pat myself on the back. I'm just like really fucking hyped that this actually worked out. Antonio says, I feel you. I used to wake up at 4 a.m. Shit sucked. I do it by choice. Seriously, I do it by choice. 5 a.m. club dogs. Jonesy says, yeah, who knows with 49ers what happens. Stafford, I worry that McVay gives up again like last year if they're losing and shut guys down. I don't think they'll shut guys down again this year. If they do, then shame on them. Antonio says, now I wake up at 5:30 a little bit better. Jonesy Kenobi wakes up at 2:30, not by choice. Dang, man. Yeah. Like I used to be like a night owl. Like I used to be a bouncer and like just be part of the nightclub scene. I haven't been in a nightclub in like 12 years, honestly. Maybe even longer than that. Like, I don't know, man. I just like the routine of like being up at the like before the sun's up with the birds. You know what I mean? I like the idea of just like being able to just before answering to a boss or anything like that, just like taking time to prioritize me and do things for me and just like even just like sit there and not necessarily meditate, but like just like think about my day and how like my day is going to be and not have to answer to anybody. Like people will wake up like an hour before work, sleep through their alarm, and then they'll show up to work and they'll be like, dang, like I haven't had a moment to myself. Like I haven't even taken a shit yet. And like, man, I enjoy like if I wake up in the morning and don't have my morning shit first thing, it's a bad day. It's a bad day. Never rush me out of the house before I take my morning shit. Morning dump is like it's spiritual, man. Seriously. But like, yeah, the first thing you do is you answer to a boss. You haven't even had a chance to fucking defecate. And the first thing you do is answer to a boss because you want to sleep in. I don't get it. So yeah, I like having a lot of time to myself, man. Sean Wilson says, I have Kelsey Hawkinson. I was happy with. Kelsey Andrews is even better. I bet all of you are going to try to get the stack now, which is like, it's a shame that I streamed it, but it's not a shame that I streamed it because it's fucking brilliant. But like, I know everybody's going to get the stack now. And since you guys are all like beasts and sharks, you guys are going to do better than I did with your correlation and probably get like better wide receiver value than I did. Jonesy One always says, it's nice though. Half my work day is done by the time most people are just getting out of work. Same. I'm done work usually at like noon or 1 p.m. Eastern time. Usually done by then. Then I just get to like work on content. So I get to do my second job, my side hustle. John Mechie, let's go. I can't wait for the day that this becomes my full-time gig though. Jeremy Thiel says, missed my morning dump the other day, throws off all my equilibrium. Man, I'm all about like, you know, if your neck's like jacked up like this, you know, like just release the tension. Like you're just carrying extra weight in your neck for no reason. Same thing with your butt, man. Like just release the Kraken, let it go. You know, carrying all that extra weight's not good for you. You're going to be bloated, you know, holding farts in a meeting. You know, people are talking about like, oh, well, we got to make sure that we close this deal because if you don't close this deal, then, you know, everybody's fucked. And you're just thinking about like, yeah, I get the implications, but everything would be more fucked if I farted during this meeting and everybody can smell, you know, the festering shit coming from my insides because I didn't have time for myself, right? It's a shit show. So yeah, if you don't shit first thing and you're a man, I might get canceled just because I said you're a man. But if you're a man and you don't shit first thing in the morning, you got to try it. You got to try it, man. I'm telling you. It's a game changer. Whew. All right, after we make this pick, I'm just going to call the stream. I'm absolutely exhausted. I'm not going to auto pick the rest, but like also want to like eat some sort of snack because I got to be up at 4 a.m. again. As I said, man, I can't wait till this is my full-time job. I'll probably sleep until 5 a.m. We'll see. It depends on what kind of value is still left. I don't want Ty Chandler here. Yeah, I'm gonna reach on Chase Claypool. I just like his potential output more than I like others around this range because, like, in my opinion, he's a great wide receiver too, and I think that like Chase Claypool and DJ Moore and Justin Fields are going to have a spectacular season. So I'm very high on Chase Claypool, even though I have a lot of exposure to him. I'll keep getting exposure to him. So we'll just let you guys know what we've done with our draft so far, and then we'll call the stream. Adrian Fitta says, shit show, pun intended. You're a legend. So we got Justin Fields, Dak Prescott. We're not going to go with a third quarterback. No need. Dameon Pierce, DeAndre Swift, James Cook, Devin Singletary, Jerome Ford. I like this a lot. Chris Olave, Drake London, Tyler Boyd, Jacoby Myers, Van Jefferson, Jaden Reed, John Mechie, Chase Claypool. So we had a relatively like scary start at wide receiver, but I feel like we addressed it very well by getting good value with high ceilings. And then we went with a Super Saiyan tight end start. I know it's called bully tight end, but we went with the tight end 1 and the tight end 2 with Travis Kelce and Mark Andrews. In terms of like blowing, not necessarily blowing, but like spending, you know, 2 of your first 3 picks on 2 tight ends, we've made a hell of a lineup. Like this roster construction's sick. And if somebody does repeat it, please send me a screenshot of how it went. Because, like, remember, I didn't go Mark Andrews in the second. I went Olave in the second. So if you reach for it, it's no longer worth a damn thing. So not only did I get crazy correlation there, I got a really good value, like just at ADP. So I'm pretty happy with it. All right, dudes. God bless you guys. Love you to pieces. Thank you for all the support. Honestly, it means the world to me. I'm just going to finish the rest of my wine. tastes like victory. Thank you guys. Appreciate you from the bottom of my heart. Thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you guys for support. Antonio says peace. Listen, if we don't hear from you tomorrow, safe travels, buddy. Have a wonderful vacation. Enjoy the next 3 weeks. Italy's absolutely beautiful. I'm very jealous. But we'll see you when you get back, buddy. And hopefully we'll have like a couple of hundred more disco balls by the time you get back. That would be dope. All right. God bless you guys. Jonesy, your loyalty, man. Honestly, you're unbelievable human being. Everybody in here, thank you guys from the bottom of my heart. I generally appreciate it. Sorry, I'm crapping out. But yeah, I'll save the other half of the wine bottle for tomorrow. Peace.